Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. Greetings and best wishes of the leadership of Sudan to His Majesty the Sultan are conveyed to His Highness the Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers. Investment opportunities and potentials are made available for investors in Special Economic Zone in Duqm. Ministry of Health announces a death case of a patient who was diagnosed with coronavirus caused by Middle East respiratory syndrome. And the Municipal Council of the Governorate of Dhofar discusses the construction of Raisot Rakhyut Dalqut Coastal Road. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has received a cable of thanks from His Highness Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah, Emir of the State of Kuwait, in reply to His Majesty's cable of condolences on the death of Sheikh Salim Abdullah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah. His Majesty the Sultan has also received a cable of thanks from His Excellency President Chomali Sayason of Laos in reply to His Majesty's cable of greetings on his country's National Day. His Highness Sayyid Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Said, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, today received His Excellency Dr. Al Fatah Azzuddin Al Mansour, Chairman of the National Council of Sudan, where he conveyed greetings of His Excellency President Omar Hassan Al Bashir of Sudan to His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, and his best wishes to His Majesty and the government of continuous success and for Omani people of further progress and prosperity, expressing Sudan's thanks for the constant Sultanate support. They viewed good relations between the two countries stemming from brotherly ties, and His Highness referred to the role shouldered by state and shura councils in strengthening national work, action and cooperation with the government and other institutions of the state, for that pertaining to provide best services for the citizens. Talks covered ways of enhancing cooperation between the two countries in numerous fields and viewed developments in the regional and international arenas. The Sudanese guest expressed his delight and that of his delegation of the visit and praised policies adopted by the Sultanate at domestic and foreign level, as well as Omani Shura progress. The meeting was attended by His Excellency Sheikh Khalid bin Hilal Al Mawali, Chairman of the Shura Council, His Excellency Salim bin Ali Al Kabi, Vice Chairman of the Shura Council, as well as His Excellency Awad Mohammed Ahmed bin Auf, Sudan's accredited ambassador to the Sultanate. His Excellency Dr. Yahya bin Mahfoud Al-Mandhari, Chairman of the State Council, received in his office today His Excellency Dr. Al Fatah Azzuddin Al Mansour, Chairman of the National Council of Sudan, and his accompanying delegation, as part of his official visit to the Sultanate. The meeting reviewed fields of cooperation between the two sides and means of enhancing and promoting them, besides discussing matters of mutual concern, in addition to the importance of promoting economic and trade relations between the Sultanate and Sudan. The Sudanese guest also hailed the unique role of the Sultanate in solving regional and international crises and prevailing security and stability in the region. Implemented project, investment opportunities and available potentials at Special Economic Zone of Duqm were viewed by His Excellency Dr. Yahya bin Mahfoud Al-Mandhari, Chairman of the State Council, and a number of honorable members of the Council. His Excellency stressed during the tour the need to benefit from the available investment opportunities in the zone, urging the private sector to utilize these opportunities in the significant economic area. The Council's delegation visited Oman Dry Dock Company, Duqm Port, touristic and residential projects. They also watched presentations on the performance of implemented projects and future ones. They also got acquainted with investment opportunities offered by the zone to small and medium enterprises. Promising results were announced during the visit, as a number of vessels that benefited from the dry dock amounted to more than 300 with various sizes. Duqm Port also started to receive commercial ships that serve oil fields operating near the economic zone, while hotels achieved a good occupancy rate reaching to 70%. The Ministry of Health announced in a statement the death case of a patient who was diagnosed with coronavirus that is caused by Middle East respiratory syndrome, which is considered the third case of its kind after a full year to previous cases. The ministry stresses that it continues its efforts to monitor and combat the disease through active epidemic monitoring and preparedness by all referral hospitals to deal with such cases. The ministry raises the role of individuals in contributing to prevent the spread of infection and stresses the necessity to abide by preventive measures, to use healthy habits during sneezing and coughing, as well as personal hygiene. The ministry also urges to be cautious while dealing with animals, especially camels, and called upon those who have cold symptoms to use healthy means and to keep a distance from others. Construction of fishing port in the Wilaya of Liwa was an important tender awarded to a specialized company, and that came in a statement by His Excellency Dr. Fuad bin Jafar Al-Sajwani, Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth, to the Sultanate of Oman Radio and Television. He added that fishing is important in the Wilaya and hoped that the company will start the work soon. He said the port will be equipped with all needed utilities and a fish market will also be established, as well as other services, with the aim to serve the fishermen of the Wilaya. Oman Holding Company for Environmental Services BIA started virtually to move waste dump sector from various municipalities and said that the company has awarded 3 tenders to manage waste in the governorates. The project of providing complete services in the governorate of South Sharqiya will be awarded in January, as a project for the governorate of South Batna is in assessment and the project for the governorate of Dakhiliya is in the tendering process. The rest of the governorates will follow suit, and by 2016 the whole system will be completed. That was said by Ahmed bin Saleh Al-Farsi, Assistant Section Head of the Unit of Managing Municipal Waste at BIA Company, to the Sultanate of Oman Radio and Television. Still to come in our news bulletin. In the Governorate of Dakhiliya, the Ministry of Endowments and Religious Affairs celebrated the Prophet's birthday, peace be upon him. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. The 3rd annual meeting of National Defense College viewed results of the first National Defense course, as well as academic syllabus and programs for the 2nd course. The meeting discussed vacancies allocated for the National Defense course and programs budget. It also stresses the importance of making available an academic environment that stimulates creativity, education, research, and development, for the aim to instill students of the college with education, values, and trends that would enable them to assume leading posts. The meeting was presided over by Lieutenant General Ahmed bin Harith al-Nabhani, Chief of Staff of the Sultanate's Armed Forces and the Chairman of the Board of Directors of the college. Military cooperation between the Sultanate and the United Kingdom top talks of Lieutenant General Ahmed bin Harith al-Nabhani, Chief of Staff of the Sultan's Armed Forces, when he received General Sir Andrew Balfour, Chief of Staff of British Royal Air Force. The meeting was held at Muaskar al-Murtafa'a and also discussed ways of pushing forward aspects of cooperation and exchanges of experiences in air defense. Air Vice Marshal Madar bin Ali Al-Ubaidani, Commander of Royal Air Force of Oman, discussed with General Sir Andrew Balfour, Chief of Staff of British Royal Air Force, ways of upgrading cooperation between the Sultanate and the United Kingdom in air defense fields, in addition to the exchange of points of view towards a number of matters of common concern. The Sultanate achieved advanced places on the map of most global indices during 2014. This was recorded by the National Center for Statistics and Information in a report that followed global indices that measured latest developments of countries on the global map. The General Index of Human Development Guide categorized the Sultanate in the 56th place among 187, occupying the 7th position Arab-wise and the 6th position Gulf-wise. The big leaps in the land, transport, ports, and airport sector in the recent year put the Sultanate in advanced positions on the Logistic Index, issued by the World Bank, as the Sultanate moved to the 59th place globally, occupying 7th place at the Arab level and 6th at the Gulf level. In the endeavor to support Digital Oman project, a report issued by the United Nations in E-Government Index pointed out that the Sultanate achieved the 48th place globally. Biodiversity, agriculture, and fisheries were factors to put the Sultanate in advanced positions on Environment Performance Index during the last 10 years, with 8.4% to occupy 99th place globally. Meanwhile, some indices showed decline in the Sultanate's ranking last year, top of which was Corruption Perceptions Index issued by International Transparency Organization, which measures individuals' perception of corruption in the community, putting the Sultanate in the 64th position globally. The Sultanate's ranking also declined on the Global Competitiveness Index from the 33rd place to 46th globally. A photography exhibition was inaugurated today, marking the Omani Environment Day, which falls on the 8th of January every year. The inauguration ceremony was held under the auspices of His Excellency Mohammed bin Salem Al Toubi, Minister of Environment and Climate Affairs. The event showcased the beauty of the environment and nature of the Sultanate. It also acquainted the visitors with the Sultanate's topography and biodiversity. The exhibition also dealt with some environment issues such as the negative effects of waste and the significance of waste recycling. On the sideline of the exhibition, winners in the photography competition were honored. Al Wahid Club in Adaiba hosted a conclusion ceremony of activities of the national project Omani Flying Artistic Exhibition, which was organized by Omani Society for Fine Arts. The exhibition went through 7 international stations with the participation of 43 Omani artists and gave an opportunity for the artists to meet with their foreign counterparts. The conclusion ceremony was presided over by His Highness Sayyid Kamal bin Fahd Al Said, Assistant Secretary General at the Cabinet of the Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers. Within the context of cultural relations between the Sultanate and France, the French Embassy in Muscat organized the annual conclusion ceremony for the distribution of diploma certificates for students studying at the Omani French Center. The event was attended by His Excellency Sheikh Mohammed bin Hamdan Al Toubi, Advisor of the Ministry of Education, and His Excellency Roland Nobtron, Ambassador of France accredited to the Sultanate. Some 80 male and female graduates were handed over the diploma certificates. The Omani French Center was established in 1979 in view of cultural and technical cooperation agreement between the Sultanate and France as the main brick for teaching French language in the Sultanate. Muscat Securities Market MSM General Index today gained 49.43 points to close at 6,253 points. The trading value stood at 6.92 million Omani Riyals, comprising a rise by 120.12% compared to the last session, which stood at 3.14 million Riyals. The report released by MSM pointed out that the market value rose by 0.36% to reach about 14.45 billion Omani Riyals. The report added that the value of shares bought by non-Omani investors reached 1.2 million Riyals, comprising 17.80%. The value of shares sold by non-Omani investors reached 2.5 million Riyals, comprising 36.71%. Constructing Raisut Raikhut Dalqut Coastal Road highlighted the suggestions discussed by the Municipal Council in the Government of Dhofar on its first meeting for the first period this year. The Council discussed also a number of topics concerning municipal work in the Governorate. The meeting, chaired by His Excellency Sheikh Salim bin Aufit Al-Shamfari, Chairman of Dhofar Municipality and Chairman of the Municipal Council in the Governorate. The Municipal Council seeks from its meetings to uplift the service projects in various wilayas in the Governorate. The Wilaya of Liwa celebrated a marine festival, which was held on Harmul Beach in the Wilaya. The festival included a number of artistic pieces, namely marine public arts, poems, and a show of boats and ships. 44 boats were decorated by covering the Sultanate's flags and pictures of His Majesty, while large ships displayed public arts. The festival was concluded by an exhibition of handmade and modern gadgets that are used for marine industries. In the government of Dakhiliya, the Ministry of Endowments and Religious Affairs celebrated Prophet's birthday, peace be upon him. The ceremony included lectures or readings of the Prophet's peace be upon him biography, poems, and nasheeds in the love of the Prophet, in addition to a visual show titled Islam in Oman. A huge number of audience interacted with the activities. The participants expressed that such events stress on the significance of the Prophet's birthday in the Arab and Islamic society. Now for the general weather forecast. Clear skies will prevail over the Sultanate with chances of low clouds and fog late at night and early morning over the southeastern coastal areas. Winds will be southwesterly light to moderate over the coastal areas overlooking the Arabian Sea. Rest of the Sultanate, it will be westerly to northwesterly light to moderate. Seas will be slight along the coast of the Sea of Oman with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters and slight to moderate along the coast of the governors of Muscat and Dhofar with a maximum wave height of 1.75 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Greetings and best wishes of the leadership of Sudan to His Majesty the Sultan are conveyed to His Highness the Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers. Investment opportunities and potentials are made available for investors in the Special Economic Zone in Duqm. The Ministry of Health announces a death case of a patient who was diagnosed with coronavirus caused by Middle East respiratory syndrome. And the Municipal Council of the Government of Dhofar discusses the construction of Raisat Rakhyud Del Qut coastal roads. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.